Hi guys and welcome to the Sheffield United vs Sunderland match preview. So we do take on Sheffield United in the League Cup tomorrow night, Wednesday night at Bramall Lane. So of course I've had a bit of time to sort of calm down since the weekend where we did obviously get that really disappointing result away from home at Bolton. And of course I'm calmer, but I'm still not particularly happy of course with what's going on right now. But I'm not going to make this channel full of or make it really toxic and just constantly been screaming out for, Jack Ross's head or anything like that. I'm not going to be doing that. Of course, I am now at the point where I don't want Jack Ross to be the manager anymore. Of course, that's the case. I am Jack Ross out, but I'm not going to be screaming it from the rooftops and constantly making it, just toxic. Do you know what I mean? Regardless of who's in charge, I'm going to support my team. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm Jack Ross out, but I'm not going to keep bombarding you all with it because it just becomes a really, really overwhelmingly negative atmosphere on the channel, and I'm not having that. So, with all that being said, we do take on Sheffield United, a game in which I don't have any massive expectations for. I don't expect us to get a result, particularly, even though I say that, I didn't expect us to get a result against Burnley either, and we managed to somehow do that. But there is going to be massive changes, considering McGeady is going to be out. I'm not sure whether McNulty will be back. Ozturk still has a bit of a niggle, and Jordan Willis has been ruled out as well. So there's going to be massive changes for us. So I'm not going to do as I normally do with the big graphic and do a preferred 11. I'm not going to necessarily do that because it's going to be a bit of a mess, and it certainly won't be my preferred 11 either. But if we look at Sheffield United and what they're doing first and foremost, they're doing so well in the Premier League under Chris Wilder. They're doing absolutely excellently. They started off their campaign with what I believe was a 1-1 draw with Bournemouth away from home, which in itself is a decent result. They then welcomed Crystal Palace, and they did win by a 0-0. They then took on Leicester, and they lost 2-1. They went into the League Cup where they beat Blackburn by 2-1. They took on Chelsea at Stamford Bridge and got an absolutely excellent result. A 2-2 draw there, which I did watch that game, and they deserved to win it in my opinion. I think they were excellent in that game. But then they did welcome Southampton to Bramall Lane, and they did lose by a 0-0, getting a man sent off in the process. But last time out, at the weekend, they went to Goodison Park, a difficult place to go, and got themselves a brilliant 2-0 win. And, crazily enough, Chris Wilder wasn't actually happy with the performance at all, yet they still managed to go to Goodison Park and get themselves a 2-0 win, which is mad, but it also shows the standard that Chris Wilder has set. He's set such a high standard for this team. So, I think the future does look bright for Sheffield United, to be fair, and they're doing very well, currently sat 10th in the league, in the Premier League, which I'm a little bit jealous of course, but yeah, so it's going to be a difficult game. No doubt they're going to rotate their squad massively and drastically anyway, as will we, and we'll have to drastically change our squad anyway due to injuries. So we'll probably have Burge in goal, I would say, with it being a cup game. I think De Bock and Lynch will more than likely get a shout across the back. Flanagan in there as well, more than likely, because I can't think of any other centre-backs we have. 09 at right-back maybe, or Conor McLaughlin, get him some game time, even though he's absolutely terrible. In the middle, he probably will juggle it up a little bit, maybe get Max Power some game time. He wasn't featured recently, maybe McGeoch as well. Gooch will maybe start, maybe Embleton as well, who did quite well last time. He was who started in the League Cup last time. We've got Maguire. Grigg might get himself a shout as well. Basically, it's going to be a mess of a team, really. And I think the main thing for me, for Jack Ross, is, I don't expect us to win. I don't necessarily even expect us to draw. But if we put in a performance that shows a bit of heart, even if we do lose 1 or 2-0, so be it. Just as long as we get some form of reaction from the weekend, which of course is going to be difficult anyway, because we are going to have such a rotated squad. But as long as we don't get absolutely pummeled, which I am moderately expecting, but as long as we don't get pummeled, I'll be very, very happy with that. As long as it's not 3 or 4, 5-0, I will be relatively happy with that. So in terms of the score prediction, I am going to go with a 2-0 Sheffield United win, which I think wouldn't be an awful result considering the way we're playing at the minute. Anything last night, even if it was 1-0, that'd be excellent. But again, we need to be realistic with this game. Sheffield United are a good side, so, anything less than a battering is a relatively positive result. And of course, our focus is on the league anyway. MK Dons this weekend at the Stadium Light, which is the real tough one is the big one, really, which I'll do a separate preview for later in the week. That is the big one, really, in terms of us having to get back to winning ways. I have said on social media as well, people who've been asking me about Jack Ross and what I think. I think the only thing that's really going to give him a bit of leeway or buy him a bit more time is if he goes on one hell of a winning streak, one hell of a winning run in the league, and put in not even necessarily good performances, but just get the wins and get the results that we desperately need to be where we want to be, which is, of course, top of League One, or at least challenging in the top 2, minimum, which is where we should be, and it's where this team, it should be playing at that level, if you see what I'm saying. So I think that's the only thing that's going to save Jack Ross, because I think it's only a matter of time if, another handful of poor performances and bad results, Stuart Donald's going to have to step up and get rid, because we already made the aim and the target this season to win League One, and it's, if it stays the way it is and we play the way we're playing, it's not going to happen, unfortunately. But, that being said, me being the way I am, I'm optimistic. I do get optimistic, and of course I hope that things do change around for him. I don't wish any bad will towards Jack Ross in any way, do you know what I mean? But for me, right now, I just can't see Jack Ross being the man to turn this ship around. Yeah, he's had a lot to deal with, and the assistant manager Fowler came out this week when he did the pre-match press conference for Sheffield United, and a couple of things really just confused me, because he was saying how when Bolton scored, we came out and we played really well, and we did this and that and the other, and I'm thinking, what game did you watch, man? I know you're trying to protect Jack and everything, but Jesus Christ, what game are you watching, man? I think they do have quite a deluded vision of what actually is going on the pitch, because it was far from good enough against Bolton, and if you think that's a good performance, then Jesus Christ, I'm done. Do you know what I mean? But again, let's try and stay positive. Hopefully, we don't get battered against Sheffield United, and hopefully we get a result at the weekend. But that is my preview for this game, and I hope you have enjoyed, and if you have, please hit the like button for me. It's always massively, massively appreciated, and subscribe to the channel if you're not already to become a fully fledged member of the Sarny Army. But for now, you take care and stay jamming.